Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
Somebody's campaign coffers really are struggling right now. So she gonna keep saying trans, so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen, I want y'all to tell me whether or
Do
not
call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out
I am a grown
which
woman.
of those
I'm 47 years
emails
old. I have broken
actually
more
have.
glass ceilings than you
Chairman,
ever
I
will.
am reclaiming my
Let's go.
time.
You will not do that. I
Order.
am not a
Chairman,
child.
I am reclaiming my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr. Chairman, the committee is not
Okay.
in order.
Order.
Point of order. Point of order.
Girl fight. Nancy Mace wants to take it outside.
she would lose.
Wasn't she in like a full body cast, like, in the Dog, and there's something about Mary when, a trans person said hi to her or something?
Yeah.
I don't think she'd survive a Jasmine Crockett fight.
No rings, no shoes.
By the way, she wasn't calling you a child. Child's a well-known African-American expression. God.
Or
Sensitive
expression.
much? Snowflake. Take it outside. Oh, my God. All right.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Yeah, there's nothing convinces me more that you're a grown adult than you screaming, "I'm a grown woman, meet me in the playground for a schoolyard fight."
Yeah.
Let's take it outside. I haven't heard that since 8th grade.
I wasn't threatening out violence. Really, what does that mean to you? Because
Oh,
she doesn't
no.
understand what the word child means when she's not even addressing her directly.
By the way, I misspoke. It was, as you recall, Chris, 6th grade when Carol Fisher pushed me through the bushes
Right.
at the Y.
Yeah.
Haven't heard that since 6th grade. Dana,
That's
but
when the
okay.
lesbian tendency started. When Stephanie got pushed through the bushes at the Y.
No, I didn't fight back except with jokes. Oh, okay. Yeah, you said Nancy Mace screamed that she's a grown woman and then immediately challenged Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett to physically fight her. I mean, just when you think there's no new low to the bullying, you're like, really? You challenged another female congressperson to a fight? Yeah.
They hate getting called out. That's exactly what it was. Thank God for Jasmine Crockett talking about this BS about, trans this, trans that, tying it to, I don't know, the debt ceiling. I mean, it's really absurd, everything that's going on there, but it's dangerous. And thank God someone is speaking out. We all have to do that. In this oligarchy that is forming, you have to speak out as often as you can, as long as you're safe. You really do.
Yeah. AOC as well. Thank you. Can I just say, I love the women on our side. I love Jasmine Crockett. I love AOC. Here she is on this same subject.
Trans girls are girls. And for all the folks that are so concerned, thank you for your concern about women for the first time that I've seen. I don't know about y'all. I don't know who's been to gym class lately, but girls, even if you only believe in two genders, I've played co-ed sports all the time. But what this also opens the door for is for women to try to perform a very specific kind of femininity for the very kind of men who are drafting this bill.
Yeah, that was just a really good point. One last one. Let me get
And
your
to
take.
open up questioning of who is a woman because of how we look, how we present ourselves, and yes, what we choose to do with our bodies. I know who loves this bill. Yes, bigoted folks love this bill. Assaulters love this bill. But also, CEOs love this bill. Because Los Angeles is on fire right now. And this is the number one priority the majority has.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Dana, I keep going to this one tweet I love that's just like, price of eggs isn't going to be any cheaper, but at least that one girl in your state won't be able to play badminton. I mean, it's
awful.
We just had Tara Setmeyer on, who I thought it was interesting, former Republican strategist, and she called it's not just a trans issue that we lost, it's a mythical trans issue. It's
Absolutely.
affects hardly anyone. Right.
There's also so many false equivalents going on where you're talking about somehow young girls that are playing sports in middle school and then how men are coming into their locker rooms that are pretending to be women. I'm like, okay, first of all, these aren't, no matter who you're talking about in middle school, these are not men and women yet. They're still children. So there's a weird conflation there. And then we've talked about this before. If you're going into the college sports, there's over 500,000 athletes in the NCAA.
Yeah.
Over 500,000 NCAA athletes. You know how many trans people there are? Less than 10.
Yeah.
Less than 10. If they can even find 10 competing at a collegiate level.
Yeah.
This is a made-up fear, but they've managed to do it. That's why when Biden sounded the alarms last night, all the misinformation and disinformation that's out there. They have so much control over this because it's article after article after article that's been made up and that's been pushed by Russian bots. We've got to find a way to combat this. I don't know what it is, but we have to find a way.
Yeah. And I mean, to her point, which we feel so acutely here, LA is on fire currently. Yeah. This is not over. We are still in the midst of this. And this is what not only what they're worried about, but they're also can't try to score enough political points off this and blame Democrats and make up new law. I mean, I swear to God, Dana, there's a new lie every day about the fires in LA, right?
And now they're trying to attach it to the debt ceiling. Mike Johnson wants to play, blackmail, and all these Republicans are going, well, we're not going to send aid unless you allow us to raise the debt ceiling so Trump can give his tax breaks to his rich friends. They are literally holding California hostage when California is the fifth largest economy in the world.
Fourth now,
The world.
Yeah.
Thank you. Fourth in the world. You don't understand that most times, blue states are supporting red states.
Right.
It's just mind-boggling to me, but somehow it's managing to happen.
And by the way, for a president that blew up the debt more than any other president, they want, right, you're right, hold California hostage. So, okay, so they can do what we know he's going to do: give tax cuts to the rich, blow up the deficit again. I mean, isn't it like watching like a slow motion, like an oncoming train Monday? You're just like, oh God, it's all so awful already.
That's basically it. I'm like, okay, if this was the 14-day trial of 2025, I'm out. Like, I'm canceling my subscription. I tried the 14-day trial; it's not working for me. Let's do something else.
You said, is Carrie Underwood going to sing Before He Cheats at the inauguration or not? My understanding, not knowing one Carrie Underwood song, but that she sings a lot about infidelity. And so she's going to sing for the serial adulterer or adjudicated rapist.
And this also, I will admit, I like Carrie Underwood's music. I did when she came out of American Idol, first came out of American Idol. I went to one of her concerts. But if you look back at someone like the CMA Awards, she does this song, and I think it's with Brad Paisley. I don't want to incriminate him without knowledge, but it's making fun of the Affordable Care Act and Obamacare. And the audience is loving it. She has always been conservative. And unfortunately, not all country music, but a lot of country music has been based in that. But you've got people like Shelley Wright and, Ty Herndon and these country music stars that have been coming out of the closet and really trying to change the landscape of country music. But Carrie Underwood, she's always been sort of a little Trumpy when you listen to things that she's done and said. It's just disappointing.
Yeah. Shelley Wright, my coming out coach.
Yeah. Garth Brooks has been a great ally for as long as his career. As long as
Garth
he's been
supported marriage equality before anyone else. In
the early '90s, he had a song about gay equality.
And by the way, can we go back to something AOC said about femininity and how you look and whatever? Shelley Wright talks a lot about this in her book and her documentary. Why she always said to me, this is why it's incumbent on those of us that can hide not to. Because she looks straight, right? She looks like a sex symbol for men, and I just thought it went to what AOC was saying about the femininity, what it's supposed to look like for men or whatever. I mean, I remember we were talking to Tara Setmeyer that I hosted Equal Time with Babe Buchanan in the 90s, and everyone said that's interesting because she looks like the gay one and you look like the straight one. But it just goes to show you this. I hate labels and go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Steph. But the biggest thing is this is an unenforceable. It's an unenforceable, not a law yet. I guess if Congress passes it as a law now.
What?
The trans athletes, the young trans athletes. Is this now a law or is it just?
I think they're trying to pass a law.
I don't.
Right. Who's enforcing this? And that's what AOC said. How, if this isn't enforceable, and if you don't have one way to enforce something, then you get to take any way you want. So what's happening, and I guarantee this, more cis young girls are going to be damaged by this law that they're trying to pass than trans girls because of the way people view femininity.
Right.
They're going to see a girl with short hair. What are you going to do? Check genitalia in the bathroom? And who's doing this? A man or a woman, first of all. And the second thing is, it doesn't matter. Because if you traumatize a child like that, it doesn't matter the gender of who's doing the inspection. It's a violation on these children, and it's going to happen more to your young, straight, cis daughters than it's ever going to happen to trans girls.
Yeah, it's the privacy, right? Privacy, or the, privacy people, right? So if you've seen the Nancy Mace, like looking under the stall door, like really.
It's ridiculous. It's just bigotry and hatred at its finest, and it's just gross. And it's all the lies and misinformation that they made it this imaginary threat.
Yeah. Sue in Rockville just said something, but something you never hear Republicans say is, how can I help? And I just thought, it's why we do have to spotlight the helpers. As Mr. Rogers would say, find the helpers, right? But you tweeted Chef Jose Andres and his team are damn saints. And thank you to all the firefighters and first responders. I know you all must be exhausted physically and emotionally. I can't even imagine. I mean, that's the worst of it. Them bashing our firefighters who are doing an amazing job in just an unimaginable apocalypse out here.
Absolutely.
Right?
Literally, we had one of the most world-class trained firefighter coalition here. We still do. We've got help from Mexico and Canada and countries even farther away than that. And then you've got this guy that stood in a McDonald's serving fake fries to real fries to fake people, and talking about why can't they put the fires out? Why aren't they doing their jobs? And that's what makes my blood boil, is all of the right-wing commentary about why this happened and there's not water in the fire hydrants. Yes, there was. There's not a fire hydrant system set up to fight 1,000 house fires at the exact same time, which is what happened in the Palisades.
Yeah, in 100-mile-an-hour wind. Right. After 8 months of drought. I mean, it's just, it's...
And if I have one more person put up a meme, point to the ocean and point to the coast and say, figure it out, California, you don't think that they've thought of everything, that if taking ocean water was a viable
they were doing
option,
and they are doing
They were doing that.
They are doing some of
right.
that.
The reason they couldn't is because the helicopters can't fly,
couldn't fly.
in 100-mile-an-hour winds. So what do you want to do? Walk down and take it bucket by bucket?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, come on. I don't understand. Everyone has lost their empathy, their humanity, and these keyboard warriors just stay out of the comment sections for one damn day.
Did you see Megyn Kelly blamed obese lesbian firefighters?
Yes. Because there were Christine, lesbian. Heard the whole thing. And then Jon Stewart, thank God, was like, what did you do? You just summoned them. They're going to be angry. When you say Christine, and lesbian, they're coming after you.
And by the way,
you got to find humor. They're insane.
She has a resume a mile long. Our fire... I got into this yesterday, but the levels of sexism, homophobia, and fat shaming just in that... Her
Not
little
to mention
rant
Megyn
is
with a Y. If she tried to pick up a fire hose, both of her arms would break right off.
True.
Yeah.
And they only weigh 30 pounds. The fire hose only weighs 30 to 50 pounds. So stop it. Stop insulting people who are saving lives when you're sitting behind a desk with your safety, just spewing BS about people that are literally saving lives in buildings right now.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
What's
I want
the
you to
point?
know, as a skinny lesbian, I stood up for my sisters yesterday.
I know you bring me on to be funny, but this situation when we're living through it,
I know,
is infuriating.
Yeah, it's like wound salt, just every day.
Everyone in this studio, everyone on a microphone right now knows at least 3 people who lost everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Houses burned down. One of my dear comedian friends. Everything. They weren't even home to evacuate. Another one of my lifelong friends in Palisades. The first one was in Altadena, a mainly black community, because that's where they were actually allowed to get land when other communities weren't allowing them to, and they built a safe haven.
At least 2 of my cycling club members lost homes in Altadena. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I get it that you go, oh, it's some rich celebrity, who cares? It's like, it's not just rich celebrities. It's like, we're a working class town, And
now who's giving millions and millions of dollars? A lot of these rich celebrities. You know how much Elon Musk and Trump has given to the fire rescue out of their own personal coffers? I would say 0.
0. Yep.